Hi Cancerians, welcome to your reading for December 2024. So how are you doing, Cancerians? How are you feeling? Obviously we had Pluto move out of Capricorn at long last and go into Aquarius. So that just one thing to point out actually that I only learned recently is that as well as Pluto's time in Capricorn affecting Capricorn heavily, like it would affect them the most, it was also said that it affected the cardinal signs as well, quite heavily. So that's Capricorn, Cancer, yourselves, Libra, and Aries as well. So you might have felt that quite heavily. So how are you feeling after that? Do you feel any different? Did you feel the shift? Feel free to share your thoughts. So we've got the decks in front of us that we're going to use today. Just to point out as well, actually, please see the description box if you want to book a personal reading or if you want to link to the daily written tarot readings that I do on the channel as well on the community page. I did do a pre-reading meditation for you, and it was pretty much just about books. I could see someone reading books, so obviously if this is relevant for you or it resonates for you, then you sort of give your own interpretation. But it could mean that somebody's reading a lot. It could be fiction, it could be biographies, it could be learning, reading to learn. What else? There was something else that came out. Somebody could be doing research. It may be that you need to do research. Someone could have a book collection or be sorting out their book collection. It could be that you're buying books as gifts or you want to receive a book as a gift. Number of meanings there, but it was just all about books. So that was it. That was the pre-reading meditation, but we're going to get into your reading now. So we're starting off with a message from the Oracle of the Unicorns deck. I wanted to choose something more light-hearted since that Pluto energy was heavy and just things in the world are quite heavy at the minute in general. Unicorns are light-hearted, aren't they? But also with it being Sagittarius season, horses and unicorns are very similar. So I thought that would be a good option. So for Cancer, Sun, Moon and Rising, what do we need to know for December 2024? What do we need to know for you guys? I have got my mic on, haven't I? Yeah. Right, Cancer, that was a little bit dramatic. Just bear with me if I can get this without falling off my chair. It's like I'm pushing it down even further. Right, you've got balance. That's actually hilarious. It's hilarious because the card is balance and I just had to balance to make sure I didn't fall off the chair. But anyway, balance, it says, take time to relax, indulge a little more or less, set boundaries with your work. So, two things that come up here. Number one, the books. I did say somebody could be reading fiction. It could be that you're just reading it for fun or to relax. That's one thing. Today's written tarot reading that I did, so I'm recording this, it's the 26th of November. You may want to read that. They're timeless. I do have to put a date on them just to show when I did them, but they are timeless. They can be relevant at any time. So it gives you the messages from cards. I pull cards and write the meanings, what the message I got from that, and there's a meditation as well. I write down what I got in the meditation. And today's the cards were talking about, I think it was the cards, wasn't it? Well, one part of the message, I think it might have been the meditation actually, was talking about moderation in terms of work, which it mentions here, set boundaries with your work. I think I saw someone drinking a bottle of Lucozade and it was like, it feels like someone may need more energy because they're doing a lot or something to that effect. And I was saying, be careful and moderate how much work you do and your pace, because even when we're feeling highly inspired, there's another thing that came in, I'll have to tell you in a minute. Even if we're feeling highly inspired and we're like, yeah, I just want to keep going, I'm just the Energizer Bunny, blah, blah, blah. Sometimes there can be consequences. Even if we feel good, we don't realize how much we're wearing ourselves out, and there can be consequences to that where you burn out or, health issues, all sorts can come up if you overwork, basically. So another thing that came in with the books actually was somebody could potentially be writing a book. That was something that came in that I forgot to mention. However, let's get on with this. Oh, I know who this message is for. If you watch, the person won't watch this because they prefer the shorter readings, and this will be a longer reading. But they fell asleep at work, so they need this for sure. Right. So that was quick. We'll take that. So you've got one so far. We've got the Two of Swords. And we'll put one under here. Well, there you are, Cancer, with that Queen of Cups. There's a lot of cups in this, aren't there? 3 cups so far. I honestly am getting a message initially. I'm not saying this is going to be the whole reading, but I feel like somebody may be going for a new job or deciding whether to choose a new job. With the Ace of Pentacles and Two of Swords, that's an initial feeling of looking at the cards. But let's see what else comes out here. I swear to God, this Ten of Pentacles today has come out for every reading in this position, which is the anything that that you need to be more aware of. I feel like it's come. So you'd be my 3rd reading today. And I feel like it's come out the same place for all 3. Very strange. Right. So as I say, Two of Swords, Ace of Pentacles. Two of Swords, it just feels like a decision. It can have other meanings, but it does feel like a decision here with the Ace of Pentacles. Decision around an opportunity. If you say, if in your current job, it feels like you're overworking, you may be feeling like, do I need to do something different now, or a new job, or a new role in that company or something to balance things out a bit more. Let's see what the clarifiers tell us. What else do we need to know about that Two of Swords? Oh, 10 of Wands, that's a burden. That's doing too much, isn't it? 6 of Pentacles, which is a card of balance. We've got the Queen of Cups here, so she's out twice already. I'm hearing emotionally draining. So for someone in a situation, whether it is work or something else, you might feel emotionally drained. There is something with, okay, someone could be a teacher here. And I do actually know a teacher who's a Cancerian, or a teaching assistant who's a Cancerian. There could be something with working with children that there's a lot to take on, put it that way. It could also be, say if you're a parent, whether you're a man or a woman, doesn't matter, and you're working, it's that you want to find a better balance so that you can be there for your child and work as well. And the thing is, looking at that Sun card is sticking out to me. This to me, I know it's not the typical meaning of the Sun card, but this person in the Sun card always makes me think it's the Empress. I don't think it actually is, but it feels like the Empress. And it feels like she's a working, like a working mother. And I love it because I love this image that she's sitting there, she's spinning wool or whatever, but she's working. She's got the babies around her. She's got one baby on her lap, and that was my dream at one. I used to actually like sewing. I still do sew occasionally, but I had this idea in my head before I even got this deck actually, that I would be sewing from home. That would be my occupation, and I'd have my child. I've got one child. And that it would be like I'd have my child around me and I'd be at home sewing, and it would be just a really healthy balance, a healthy way to earn money and take care of your child as well. And I just had that dream in my head. And for someone, that may be the dream. This is a potential future energy. You've got it with the Five of Pentacles. I know I'm kind of going backwards here, but it's almost like someone might be thinking that they might be leaving one occupation or way of working behind for another one. It could be stay at home, whether it's just generally a stay at home parent, or you start a business where you work from home so that you can spend more time with your kids, your family, whatever, because the family could be parents, when it could be elderly parents, disabled relatives, it could be anyone. Let me get something else. Let me just get one more. Yeah, this Page of Pentacles is looking towards a new dream. So it can involve, again, I stand by what I said about kids being involved here, whether it's that someone's a teacher or they want to balance out parenthood, because the Queen of Cups is known to be the mother, isn't she, as well, with the court cards more than any other. I mean, the Empress as well, but like out of the court cards, Queen of Cups. It's like someone looking to a new opportunity, a new dream, because they want something more balanced. So your job could be very physically demanding and emotionally draining as well. And you may have gotten to the point where you feel like, I've given enough here, or I'm giving too much and I want more balance. Or even if it's not work, just in your life situation, your lifestyle in general. It's just a case of how can I balance things more? So you kind of plotting. I don't know, I'm saying plotting. That sounds harsh, but yeah. So we've got the Four of Cups here, another Cancerian card, and the Page of Wands. This is past energies. You may have felt this way for a while, if I'm being honest, with the Four of Cups and the Page of Wands. It's almost like when you have that little intuitive inkling in your head that's saying, do something different. It's almost like whispering to you, do something different. This isn't the best thing for you. But you're focused on other things, but it's there in the back of your mind. So it's like you've had the message before and you may not have acted upon it, because the Four of Cups is a bit of a stagnant energy, isn't it? We've got the Three of Swords. Okay, so you may have had other things to deal with, and that would be one reason why you haven't acted upon this yet. I mean, I'm not going to lie, painful things with that Three of Swords there. Or it could be for some that you tried to act upon it previously and it didn't work out the way you wanted. Right, so we have the Three of Swords, Six of Wands, Five of Swords. So these are past energies. Okay, that's interesting. I'm getting one message that's coming out here. The Sun. Oh, the Sun again. For someone, if it's a job or any situation, but let's just say a job as the example. Whatever situation you're in where you feel like you want more balance, it could have been that at one point you were quite highly valued in the situation. So say if you were like a star employee, or one of the most valued employees in a place, and then things have changed now and you're just not getting treated as well as you used to be treated. You're not being valued as much as you used to be, and it's causing you stress. Obviously, it would be disappointing with that Three of Swords. There's also something else coming in as well, that you may work in a job where you have to deal with a lot of difficult situations. So that could be like a social worker or something like that. Law, the police, family, is it family support, stuff like that, healthcare, anything that takes a lot of physical and emotional and mental energy. And it may be that you are someone that dealt with that very, very well at one point, even if it's not a job, like in the home. Say if you dealt with all sorts at home or in your personal life or whatever situation, and you dealt with it very well, and it's just got to a point where it's kind of taking its toll on you, and it just feels like, nah, I'm sabotaging myself now. I'm just getting stressed out unnecessarily. And you kind of, as I say, you got that inkling in the past of, nah, I want something different for myself, something that feels lighter hearted. Yeah. So let's now look at the challenge. We've got the Five of Cups and the Queen of Cups. For some, there may be something about letting go here, like you may be struggling to let go, even if you know something isn't great for you, because you can become emotionally attached, can't you? Like, say if you worked with children as a teacher and you decide, I can't work in this particular place anymore, or I don't feel like I can cope as a teacher anymore, or if you work with nursery children, with babies or something, there might be a bit of an emotional attachment there where you kind of want to leave for your own health, but it's at the same time, it's like, oh, but I'm attached to these kids and I don't want to let anyone down, and that kind of energy. So it does feel like there's a bit of a letting go kind of thing here. Or there could be other reasons why you might struggle to let go, but that's just one example that comes to mind. Or even if it was just a relationship that you feel you're giving a lot to and you're like, I just can't anymore. Of course you're going to feel some sort of guilt or whatever. Right, we've got the High Priestess. Yeah, there's definitely a struggle to let go here. It's like a battle between your intuition and what you feel you should do. Possibly for the benefit of others, but you're struggling. It looks like you're struggling. For whoever this resonates with, it's like you're barely standing. So we've got I was going to say, that if, and it's kind of came up in that written reading as well, where I said consequences, there are consequences if you overwork yourself. There can be consequences. The Tower, the challenge, this could be the consequence. I mean, it's letting go is an issue as well. There may be, do I see fear here? I don't really see fear unless the devil or something like that comes out, but there is going to be a worry of your stability. Like, say if it was financial stability, if you left a particular job or something, or a stable, say if you lived with a partner or something and it's like, oh shit, well if I go then we're not going to be financially, or I'm not going to be financially stable. Those are things that come to mind. But the consequences worry me as well. You know, like if you continue in a situation that's not good for you, is it going to affect your health? Is it going to cause your health to break down? Oh God, I don't really want to say this, but and it came up in the, what message was it? I think it was one of the messages I did today as well, or it could have been yesterday, where I said something about if someone was doing a job where they wanted to leave, could have been Scorpios, where they wanted to leave that job and they kind of procrastinate, and then they end up with a back injury or something. And it's like, if it was a physically demanding job, they can't do that job anymore because of the injury. It's like they got towered, didn't they, basically? But I was hearing, I think what I'm trying to avoid saying, because I don't want to scare anyone with the tower, is broken back. So I don't know if that means literally that someone could get a back injury, or it's like, you know, when we speak metaphorically, oh, in a job, like say if you were doing a job and it's like, oh, I'm breaking my back to get all this work done. So it could mean those things. But it's almost like part of the challenge is, are you going to wait until something dramatic happens and you're kind of forced to leave, or do you want to take things into your own hands and kind of make the choice for yourself? I think that's part of the challenge here. Let's get one more. Yeah, do you want to you sort of take a leap of faith and take a risk and make your own choice, or wait for, are you waiting for something to happen that kind of kicks you out because you don't want to let go? Okay. Let's look at the Devil and the Three of Cups. This is anything that's external to you. I can see why you may potentially feel guilty about leaving a situation here, which I've probably already kind of said it, but it's as if someone fears that they can't cope without your support here. I can see that for at least one person. There's a fear of losing out on your support. But let's see what else comes up. We've got the Knight of Wands, Knight of Swords, Four of Cups, Two of Cups. Yep, Four of Cups, Two of Cups. You've got a lot of cups in this. I feel like the cups are standing out. Like, I know there's probably not that many, I'm exaggerating, but it feels like a lot of cups. Right, I have a thought on this. What we got here? Ace of Cups, Three of Cups. Yeah, reversed. I feel like that Knight of Wands and the Knight of Swords and even the Four of Cups is a bit of a manipulative energy, like a guilt trip. You know, like if you work somewhere and they said, oh, well, if you leave, it'll fall apart without you, that kind of energy. And as again, that may be impacting if you're struggling to let go. It feels manipulative, strangely. I mean, the devil's there, so that explains that. But just that, looking at that Knight of Wands and that Knight of Swords, it's like people kind of getting in your head a little bit because to satisfy what they want. The thing is, though, with that Four of Cups, it's almost like they're offering you something, but you know it's not right for you or good for you. So that's why you're kind of looking at it with hesitation. And the real support is down there. I know this is a strange way of looking at the Four of Cups. That's what it feels like. It's like if you turn that way, that would be where the real support is. But this is constantly being, it's like a cat dangling a carrot over someone, in front of someone constantly, in a weird way. But the carrot is like manipulation and guilt. That's what that feels like. You've got the Two of Cups there. So it's almost like it's appearing that you are being understood, and that it's like, what have I called it before? I've had previous readings where the Two of Cups, depending on the cards around it, has come up as a sort of a false, is it like a false connection? where it's just any situation where you have a bond or connection with someone, and there's manipulation there, so it's false. It's a false connection. You've got the Ace of Cups and the Three of Cups in reverse. This Two of Cups is in between cards to me. That suggests manipulation and just false, something false about it. So with the Ace of Cups being reversed, it's like what it appears to be on the surface. It's interesting, it's got a reflection there as well. What it appears to be on the surface isn't the reality of it. You need to look at it more clearly and see it for what it really is. You got the Eye there as well, the Three of Cups. It's like it's supposed to look like support, but it isn't really. So it's like whatever cup is being offered by this other entity, party, person, side, it's not real. And it's not to say that, say if it was work, that the people don't like you. They probably do like you if this resonates for you, but they care more about what the needs are of the company than your feelings, if that makes sense. And again, this doesn't have to be just about work. It can be about a relationship as well, where there's a bit of manipulation involved to kind of guilt trip you, because maybe the person, the people or whoever it is do like you, and they do care about you to a certain degree, but they care more about what they want than anything else. So there's some manipulation involved as well. But you need to focus on what's best for you, really, don't you? If you're wearing yourself down and breaking your back to get all sorts done, what is best for you? You can't let the guilt get the better of you. And obviously, if it's a really complex situation, you know, like care for an elderly person or something like that, I know it can get complicated and it's not easy to just say, oh, well, I'll just stop doing it or whatever. But, you know, you look for the compromise. What's the compromise where the person's still taken care of, but you get to take care of yourself too? That's what comes to mind here. So, Ten of Pentacles, Page of Cups is what you need to be more aware of. What do you want? What do you really want? Emotionally, obviously, but like, how can you make that a reality as well? Because you can have the thought, but like I said here with the High Priestess, it's like, you know, you have the inkling, but are you going to do anything about it? You want more stability, more security, but you want the full package of it. You just want to feel secure emotionally and physically, and that would be like that Ten of Pentacles, long term as well, not temporary. It's not like where you go on holiday and you're like, oh, I feel good, I'm on holiday, and then you have to come back and deal with the same shit. It's like, no, long term now. I want to feel safe and secure and content long term. You've got the Five of Wands there, the Ace of Swords, Ten of Cups, Queen of Swords. I like that she's there. It's like she's got to fight for her happiness. Temperance and the Four of Pentacles. I really think there's a need to let go. If you're holding on, you got to let go. I think with the Ace of Swords, first of all, see the situation clearly for what it is. Yes, it may be complex because, as I said, it may be a situation that's rough on you, but there's another person's well-being involved. But however, overall, you have to see if it's detrimental to you, then what are you going to do about that? Are you going to sit in it and wait to get towered, or try to wait to get towered? Because you might not get bloody towered, you might just suffer for a very long time. And also, if you're if you're not letting go, why are you not letting go? And sort of address that, and then you can move forward. But as I say, with the Queen of Swords here, it's like having to set that boundary and fight for your happiness. Decide what it is that you need. I mean, you need peace for a start with the Temperance card, and you need more, again, balance. You need more balance. But if you're holding on to something, trying to keep things together, you're not going to have that balance. It's long-term plans. It's like if you're trying to get a rest, or to feel rested, or to feel more balanced or more peaceful. It's long-term. This is long-term. This isn't just I need a bit of a break. This is I need a long-term plan. Like say if you're close to retirement, say if you're like 55 or something, like that's not even close now, is it? Because we could be working till we're 100. But say you're close to retirement, you're like, I want to wind down now. I don't want to be dealing with the same stress that I did in my 20s or 30s. Say you're going to retire in 10 to 15 years. How can you make things more relaxed for yourself for the next 10 to 15 years? Where, yeah, you may still be working, but it's nowhere near as intense as it has been previously. So we've got the Sun, the Five of Pentacles. Again, what I said before, so this is a potential future energy. You may Okay, so you may find a way to do this where you leave something behind, or you at the very least make the decision to create more balance for yourself and more happiness for yourself, where you just feel it. I mean, she's relaxed. She just looks so relaxed. She's doing her work and everything, but she's in a comfortable environment. She's got everything she needs around her that brings her joy. She's very relaxed about it. She's left behind whatever stress or sense of lack there is in the Five of Pentacles. And the lack, it's physical. The Five of Pentacles can be connected to health problems. So it's like leaving that lack of good health behind, for one thing. So the Sun and the Five of Pentacles as a future energy. Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords for me can be an escape plan, to be honest. But you got to be really honest with yourself about this, about the situation. Three of Wands. Yeah, I think it looks like in the future you are likely to be choosing to be very honest about yourself, honest with yourself, sorry, about what you really want and what you really need that is best for you. See, justice is there again, balance. I can see you finding a solution to this. You have to be willing to find a solution at the very least. It's not going to happen by itself. Yeah, becoming clearer, Seven of Cups. I think you're going to become a lot clearer on what it is you need for that sense of balance. And I think you will very likely do what it takes. You'll set the intentions at the very least, but I can see you doing what's necessary to look after yourself and get what's best for you. Let's get the guidance for you. That Six of Wands, the first thing I'm getting from it, which I don't know if this is, I guess it wouldn't be a typical meaning. Usually it's people valuing you, and that could be part of it. Actually, it's valuing yourself. With that Six of Wands, it feels like valuing yourself. And it may be that you have to move to a situation or be around people who truly see your value. But first and foremost, you have to value yourself more than anything, above anyone else. I don't mean value yourself more than anyone else, but before you can't wait for other people to value you and show you your value. You have to do that for yourself before you can move on. And express that as well. Like take the, because this ones are all action. Take action that shows that you value yourself and your well-being. So which order is this in? I feel like it was the Lovers, the Eight of Cups, and Strength. That's how it feels like it came out to me. I feel like that's self-love, to be honest. It's desire, obviously. It's not settling, and it's having the courage to do what's best for yourself. That is self-love. It's not just the thought, I love myself. It's actually taking the action as well. Having the courage to take action to show that you love yourself. And just to point out as well, I did say this can refer to relationships as well. It's not just all about work. It's just that that's the example that seems to be coming up. So Page of Swords, Seven of Wands, yeah. It's making the decision. You got to make the decision. Are you going to... Because did I say fighting for yourself or your happiness at some point in here? It's like making the decision to fight for yourself. You've got this new truth that you want this sense of security and peace and balance for yourself. And it's deciding, what am I going to do about that? Right, so let's get you a final card of guidance, Cancerians. So your reading, I got through your reading more quickly than the others. I mean, I'm not timing the reading specifically, but I have noticed the other ones have been longer than they were for a while. So, right, what's the final message here for Cancer, Sun, Moon and Rising? For Cancer, Sun, Moon and Rising. Anything going to come out here? Oh, Cancer, I can't take this many. This is... Okay, I think... Yeah, I think it's going to be those two. They look relevant from what's on them. These are another two here. Okay, yeah, it's going to be these. I can see the relevance already. So first of all, we have... excuse me. Dearest you, Did you know that when you stop fighting and accept everything exactly as it is right now, miracles start to happen? There is a freedom in this kind of radical acceptance. Let go of unrealistic expectations and see things as they really are, not how you'd like them to be. You'll be surprised at how everything seems to fall into place. When you refuse to accept things, life gets messy, you act messy, and your world stays in chaos, tension, and disarray. But don't try to force a change or manipulate circumstances. Instead, learn about what is in front of you and face it with your eyes fully open. Then you can decide, stay or go, sink or swim, move or stay still. Acceptance is the key to freedom and opens the door to the real opportunities waiting to be discovered. Set yourself and others free, loving you so much, always and forever. So again, that's like seeing a situation for what it really is, rather than trying to wait and hope a tower comes in and wrecks it for you. It's just like, accept it's shit. It's probably gotten to the point where it isn't going to change, and it's up to you to decide what you're going to do. And we also have, dear you, do you feel like you need to do all the work and fix everything for everyone, or you might have no value? So remember I said about valuing yourself, didn't I? Maybe you think you need to control everything or else nothing will get done, be healed, be completed, etc. You may think you need to conform to what others expect of you or choose a course of action to manipulate an outcome, but we don't think that would be a good choice. How about this? Even if it makes you temporarily uncomfortable, do something different. Set that boundary, delegate responsibility to another. Ask for your needs to be met. And when faced with an impossible situation or sticky, enmeshed relationship, repeat this mantra. I didn't cause it, I can't control it, and it's not my job to cure it. Then carry on. Feels good, doesn't it? The best part is everything just seems to work beautifully and honestly in the end. Loving you so, so much. I have nothing to add to that. That pretty much summed it up, didn't it, really? So I'm going to leave your reading there, Cancerians. Again, go to the description box if you want a personal reading or the link for the written daily readings. I will be back in December, sort of mid-December, hopefully, probably with shorts, because like you appear to be in this reading a little bit worn down or maybe overwhelmed. I'm feeling a bit drained myself now. I don't know if it's just the end of the year thing, if it's a winter thing, whatever, but I'm tired. I'm not going to deny I'm tired. So, yeah, we'll leave it there. Have a great December. And until I see you again, take care.